welcome back to my channel. Today I have a seed haul. I thought I would share all the different seeds I picked up for the fall gardening season. Technically with indoor gardening there's not seasons, you can grow all year round, but I like to do kind of two main plantings a year for about like 6 months each, and that way I can cycle through, try different varieties, experiment, always keep the garden kind of at full production. I have some pepper plants and eggplants that can still keep producing, so I haven't decided if I'm going to take those out yet, but either way I placed a pretty big seed order and I figured I'd show you what I got. I always get asked where I buy my seeds. There's a couple different online heirloom seed companies that I like. I have a full list on my website with like pros and cons for each site, so I'll link that in the description if you want to check it out. But today's order is from a company called Trueleaf. They are based out of Utah. They have a large variety of seeds, but they also have tons of other like gardening related products. So they have gardening supplies. They also have bulbs like garlic bulbs, flower bulbs, onion starts. They have like wheat too. I get the sense that they're probably ordered or used by actual farmers because they sell seed packets in like small scale and large scale quantities. Like I think it's 100 grams, 500 grams. Like they basically just, you can buy in bulk on their website if you want to. Obviously I don't do that since I'm growing in my tiny apartment. They also have really fun kits, like they have microgreens, mushroom kits. I bought one of their mushroom kits recently and I really liked growing that, so that was kind of fun. And yeah, they're basically a nice one-stop shop for all your gardening stuff, which is handy because their free shipping minimum is $200, so it takes a lot of seeds to like reach that quantity. I did hit it, so I have quite a lot to share in this most recent order, so let's get right into it. Okay, first up I got a seed tray and humidity dome. This one is a pretty large seed tray. I think the standard size is like 10 by 20 and this is 22 by 11. I'll put the exact measurements on the screen. I'll also link all the products in the description if you want to check them out. But this one I got in particular because it's very heavy duty. It's like a really like hard plastic. A lot of times the seed starting trays are quite like flimsy thin plastic and I wanted one that was going to be sturdy. So I got this one. It was a little bit pricey, but hopefully it will last for like, 20 years. The reason I got this size is because I have a hydroponic sponge that's like a sheet and I think the sheet will perfectly fit in here. So yeah, TBD on that. I will test it out and let you know. And yeah, they pretty much perfectly fit, which is good. And then I did get a humidity dome. For some reason they didn't have like a perfect match, so this one is actually slightly small. It's the 20 by 10, but I can just lay it on top and that will work. So yeah. I also got a giant bag of perlite. Sometimes I use sponges and sometimes I use coco coir, and what I plan to do is mix the perlite with the coco coir for like a better seed starting medium. So yeah, this one was actually very affordable. It was cheaper than the Amazon option, so I went with this. I think it's an 8-pound bag or whatever. I'll link it in the description. But yeah, this just helps with like aeration and moisture retention. Next up, I got some microgreens. Trueleaf has a really great selection of sprouts and microgreens, and I couldn't really decide what to get, so I ended up going for the sampler pack, which is 12 different microgreens all in one little bundle. I figured that would be a nice way to try all different kinds of microgreen seeds, and yeah, I'm pretty excited by this. Basically, microgreens, they are more expensive because you're like seeding a ton, but on a like cost per unit scale, they're pretty good value. This is kind of what they look like. Oh, these are the flower packets, super pretty. And these are basically a lot larger than like your standard seed pack, because there's a lot more seeds obviously when you're growing microgreens. Okay, now onto the seeds. I organized all the seeds into categories, so I'll put timestamps if you want to jump to a specific section. But first up, I got a bunch of herbs. Herbs are one of my favorite things to grow indoors. I think they're really beginner friendly, they're very easy to use, and most of them are pretty quick to grow too, so it's definitely much easier than like a fruiting vegetable. And there's a lot of different herb varieties that you can only get if you grow them yourself. So that's why I ordered these. So first up I got sage. Well, sage you can get at the grocery store, but I just wanted to grow my own sage. Then I got lemon balm. Lemon balm is a type of mint. This one's a little bit more citrusy and should be kind of fun. Then I got parsley. You can get two types of parsley at most grocery stores, like the large flat leaf and curly parsley. There's also like semi-curly parsley and tons of different varieties. True Leaf has a ton of them. I went for this garden blend that has 3 varieties all in one, so that's nice. And then I got a bunch of chives. I got both garlic chives and regular chives. I think garlic chives are the same thing as Chinese chives, which are like the broader flat leaf chives. They're a little bit more aromatic and they have like a stronger chivy flavor. And then I got regular chives as well. And then I got 2 types of thyme. So I got winter thyme and French thyme. I did want to try growing a little bit outdoors this year, so that's why I got the winter thyme. This hopefully should be cold tolerant for like East Coast weather. And French thyme is great for cooking. It's a little bit more delicate and has like thinner leaves but more fragrant flavor. So I'm curious to see how this does. And then next up I got some cucumbers. I actually just started growing cucumbers for the first time and they seem pretty doable. So I got 2 other new to me varieties. I got lemon cucumber. These are really cute. They should look like small little yellow globes. And then I got Armenian yard. These are really interesting. They look really big. So they might not fit within a hydroponic garden, but we'll see. I also picked up some beets. I am growing radishes for the first time and I feel like beets and radishes are quite similar. So I figured I'd try these out. First one is Chioggia beet or Chioggia. This is like your classic red, like circly beet. You see this a lot at like farmers markets. And then I also got golden Detroit beets. These are like a really fun orangey yellow color, and they're supposed to also taste really good. So. Okay, and then I went ham on the tomatoes. I love growing tomatoes. I think they're really fun to grow indoors. They are definitely a little bit tricky. I feel like I finally just got the hang of growing large slicers inside, so I picked up a couple different ones to try out. I guess we can start with the cherry tomatoes. First up, I got 3 cherry tomatoes. I got Sun Gold, which is really popular. It's kind of like large clusters of yellowy orange cherry tomatoes. I got Sun Sugar, which is probably the most popular cherry tomato for taste. And I got Chocolate Cherry. I thought these were a fun color. They look so dark that they're almost like dark purpley brown. And it's supposed to have a more tangy, like acidic taste to it. And then I got 2 types of paste tomatoes. Paste tomatoes are kind of like medium sized. They're usually used to make tomato paste because they have really good flavor. So I got 2 types, Roma, which is your classic standard paste tomato. You can definitely find it at the grocery store, but I was curious to see if I grow it myself, like would it taste better? And then I also got Principe Borghese. These are pretty small. They look more cherry tomato sized, but they are considered a paste tomato because they have they're supposed to have really good flavor. Also got some slicer tomatoes. I just figured out how to grow full-size tomatoes inside my apartment, so I definitely wanted to do a bit more this fall and try out some new varieties. First up, I got Jetstar. These are kind of like classic looking red tomato. These in particular are popular because they have low acidity and they're more resistant to cracking. I also got Oregon Spring. These are an early producing variety, and technically with indoor gardening there's no time pressure, but at the same time you are paying for electricity, which tomatoes need to go in my large AeroGarden floors, and the electricity cost for that is around $9 to $10 a month. So it's not, that expensive, but at the same time, like I don't want to be waiting for months and months for tomatoes, so that's why I got these to try. And I also got a green tomato. This is a container-friendly green tomato slicer. Next, I picked up a lot of peppers, both hot peppers and sweet peppers, so let's get into them. I love growing hot peppers. They're definitely one of my favorites, but they do take a while and they can be, a little bit tricky to grow indoors, so I'm always experimenting. Always trying different varieties, and I picked up a couple fun options. The first is called Ancho Sanchez. This is similar to a Mexican poblano pepper. It's a little bit larger, a little bit milder, like still hot but not too spicy, and should be good for stuffing. Next up, I got the Cambuchi. These are a Brazilian hot pepper. They're not too hot. They should be a mix between spicy and fruity. And they just look really fun, so wanted to try those out. And then I got Korean gochujang peppers, and one of the reasons I love True Leaf is because they have the best selection of Asian vegetable seeds. So they acquired Kitazawa about like a year ago, and Kitazawa was the oldest supplier of strictly Asian vegetable seeds. I've tried Asian vegetable seeds from lots of other companies, and out of everyone I've tried, True Leaf is the best because the varieties, I feel like they're the most authentic. Actually, maybe authentic is not the right word. Basically, I'm trying to grow the Asian vegetables that I would get at the Asian grocery store, and the Asian seeds that I tried from other companies, they were like close, but not really the exact same thing. And it's funny because with American vegetables, I want like the unique varieties that I can't get at the grocery store, but with the Asian vegetables, I want what I can get at the grocery store. So if you're looking for that, like your classic Asian varieties, then go to True Leaf. So yeah, I got the Korean gochujang pepper. These are gochujang king, so they're a little bit on the larger side. And yeah, these are what Koreans use to make gochugaru, which is like the red pepper powder. And it's spicy, but it's also got like a lot of flavor to it, so I really like it. And I use Korean red pepper flakes to also make chili oil, so these are pretty versatile. Then I got a Caribbean blend. The nice thing about True Leaf is occasionally they do offer blends, so they'll put a couple different colors or different varieties in one pack, and they cost a little bit more than if you bought the 3 separate packs, but that way you get to try a lot in one. So this one is a mix of 4 different colors of habaneros. Finally, I got Mulatto Isleno. I think this is like a stuffing pepper. Never tried it before. It should go from dark green to red to like almost a reddish black and have nice thick walls. And then for the sweets, I picked up 3 options, mostly for their color choices. The first is Lilac Bell. It's your classic bell pepper, but a vivid, bright purple. I also got sweet chocolate. This one is kind of interesting because it'll be chocolatey brown on the outside, but red on the inside. And finally, I got Pinot Noir. These should be kind of like a mixture of different shades of purple. So some will be like really pale lavender, lilac-y, and some will be so dark that they're almost black. And then I also picked up a bunch of bok choy seeds. First up, I got choy. This one is kind of a fast-growing baby bok choy. I also got Nabi Queen, which is a 4-inch extra dwarf variety. And then I got some fun colorful ones. So I got Purple Magic, which is a purple variety. I did grow a purple bok choy variety last year, but I didn't really like the way the shape was. It was also on the larger side. So this one should be both dwarf and more compact. And then I got a summer-friendly bok choy called Dahong Summer, as well as a Komatsuna type. So this one is also purple, but it's kind of got like purple leaves and red veins to them, and then green stalks, so it should be quite visually interesting. And then I couldn't resist picking up 2 eggplant types. I have so many eggplant varieties. Some of them I haven't even grown yet, but all the eggplants I've grown have been Asian varieties, so this time I got 2 Italian styles. One is called Rosa Bianca. This is a pretty popular one at the farmers markets. Sometimes Whole Foods has them too. They're kind of like a striped purple and white, I would say small to medium sized eggplant. And then I also got Pandora striped rose. This one's a really pretty pink color with white stripes. I also picked up 1 package of peas. I honestly don't really know why I got these because I have had 0 luck with peas. I've tried several times. I'll probably give them a go again just because I don't believe in like giving up, but these are a fun compact container variety called patio peas. They should be like pretty prolific. I've seen these like in hanging baskets, so these should be quite nice. Maybe I'll put them in the lettuce grow. So just for fun, I picked up a watermelon. I've never attempted to grow watermelons. These are definitely, I would say, probably the most difficult vegetable to grow, whether you are growing inside or out. But definitely very difficult inside. But just for fun, I got Golden Midget. It's kind of a really cute, smaller watermelon with like a yellow rind and then like a salmon colored interior. So they should be fun. And then lastly, I got a bunch of lettuce. So traditionally, I have not really grown much lettuce. I don't really eat salads that often, but I'm trying to branch out and grow different things. And actually lettuce is one of the things I get asked about a lot, so I figured I would give it a go. There's definitely a trick to lettuce. There's a lot of different varieties out there. There's all different types. There's head lettuce, butter lettuce, oak leaf lettuce, all these different kinds. So I got a variety to try out. First up, I got Summer Bib. This is your classic soft bib lettuce, and this one should be a really crisp, easy to grow summer variety. I also picked up a mix. So this one has, I think, 5 different types of lettuce all in one package, which is nice because then I didn't have to buy 5 packs of lettuce. The flip side is with these, they usually don't label the different seeds. So when you plant them, it's kind of a toss-up as to what you're gonna get. Which is fine if you're growing in an outdoor bed and you have like tons of space, but for indoors where you're doing like 1 lettuce head per pod, you kind of just have to like wait and see to figure out what you get. But this one has Grand Rapids, Bronze Arrow, Marble at Four Seasons, Royal Oak Leaf, and Prize Head, so a mix of different colors, different types. So I thought it was a nice option. And then I also got a butterhead lettuce. This one is, I feel like it's probably a Danish or a Scandinavian variety because it's called Kragener Sommer, which is like summer Korean. And probably my favorite style of lettuce is cause, which is essentially romaine lettuce. So I got 3 types to try out. First is called Winter Density. This is a larger, cold tolerant variety. And then I got Little Caesar. I generally like the smaller kind of baby romaine types, so I got Little Caesar. They should be probably like medium sized. And then I got Little Gem. Little Gem is my favorite. Sometimes restaurants in the city will have like Little Gem Caesar, so I kind of wanted to be able to grow my own. And then finally I got Ruby Red Swiss Chard. I've grown Swiss Chard before. I grew a rainbow variety that was quite fun. And this time I figured I would go all in on one color. This is like a really bright magenta, pinky purple, so really, really pretty. And yeah, that was everything that was in my seed order. I do have one more seed order coming tomorrow from a different company. If you're interested, I can film that as well. But yeah, everything that I talked about will be linked in the description box. And if you have any varieties that you've grown in like an indoor hydro environment that you really like, then let me know. I'm always looking for new things to try out.